This is real nomadic life. I literally just woke up, got out of bed. Whoa, this morning I got to do something that I don't want to do. It's just gross. It's upsetting. The truth is, like, once I finish it, then I'll feel better about this place. We're in a totally new place, by the way. I don't know if I said that yet or not, but yeah, we're out of quartzite. We still have a ways to go before we're really up in the mountains, but we're starting to get up there. We've got some elevation. There's some cooler weather now. There's kind of nobody around. Well, let me show you guys what you have to do sometimes as a nomad when you move around and you end up in new campsites. You kind of don't know what you're going to get sometimes. And I picked this campsite because it was late at night. I needed a spot, and this is actually kind of a cool spot. I mean, it's actually a really cool spot. But people don't always take care of the campsite. And this is a good example of that. It's pretty disgusting. I just let the dogs out, and they're ready to eat. Let me show you guys what we got going on. Well, first of all, this is kind of just the start of it. Basically, I mean, I hate to say it, but people have been taking dumps right here in camp, you know? I mean, we're camped right here. There's some teepee over there. It's disgusting. And so, as people are driving by this morning, I'm just thinking, like, I don't want people to think like I'm the one that made this mess. And that's just kind of how you feel when you move into basically a trashed campsite. And I originally, well, you can kind of see, I'll show you some more of what's going on here, but originally I was going to camp right here because this is kind of the flattest area. You know, as it is, like, I'm fairly level, like I've made it pretty level, so we're doing fine in there. My head is a little bit kind of slanted down, so that's why I'm a little bit stuffy this morning. That's a nomad tip. Like, man, if you're not perfectly level, then you're gonna sleep kind of weird. I'm actually sleeping really good. It's quiet, but I'm stuffy. Like, my sinuses are stuffy just from being kind of head down. So the reason I didn't camp here is because there's a little fire pit there, but here's an old fire pit, and it's full of glass, but worse than that, it's full of nails. So you're just taking a risk if you want to drive your rig over that. You could probably fit your tires around there and avoid most of the nails, but I just didn't want to mess with that. So this is the kind of thing you end up with. People are shooting guns here. You know, it's fine. You can shoot guns out here. But they leave their shells around, you know, which you find that, shotgun shells. But they're shooting glass. So I'll show you a better shot of this, but there's pieces of glass everywhere. I don't know. It's so stupid. Like, why would you shoot glass? Because one shot and the thing shatters. So if you shoot a tin can, you can shoot it multiple times. It's a reusable target, and then you're not leaving trash everywhere, you know, assuming you take the can with you. But when you come out here and you put bottles out here, and man, like, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but it doesn't make sense. It's like, it's stupid. And you know, some people don't like it when people shoot guns. I don't have a problem with it as long as people are safe and keeping things relatively clean. But there's glass everywhere here. And I don't know, my dogs, they don't seem to mind. Like, they never get cut or anything, but it's stuff that will never be picked up. So it's just trash everywhere. I don't get it. It's just stupid. Can you tell I'm, like, irritated by that? I've been trying not to think about it. You know, I'm sleeping in the rig knowing that I got some cleanup to do. So people leave these tires here. Why? I don't know. I mean, they shot them up a little bit, and there's like an old chair here. It's just freaking stupid. There's an old tire that's like down in the wash here. Other than that, this place is freaking beautiful. It's just amazing. It's very wild. I'll show you later Maybe not in this video, but at some point I'll show you. There's actually cactus out here that you can eat fruit from. Like, it's neat. It's really, really neat. And if we hike through here, through these hills, then it gets really, really peaceful. So this kind of thing, it's too big. I can't get it out of here. Someone that has an open bed in their truck, hopefully at some point will throw this in their truck and move it on. But what I can do is I can pick up the little pieces that I'm finding and the really nasty stuff. Because it's small enough, I'm going to have to pick it up. That's why I got this bag here. It's disgusting. Oh, it's so disgusting. And you know, really, most campers are actually really clean. That's what I've noticed. Even in this site, like, you kind of get the feeling like, oh, this is a pretty well-used site, but it was probably just one or two campers that came through and really just disrespected this place. And you know, I don't know, you guys have said before, like, oh, you're so dramatic. But it's like, these are the things you think about as a nomad. You know, you come out to places like this. I live this lifestyle. I want to live out here. I want to enjoy nature, and I want, you know, nature to be protected and kind of beautiful. And when people do stuff like this, it's just like, it affects you. It affects my lifestyle and the way that I see the world and other people. So look at this right here. When I first got here, there was more of this stuff like up in these bushes, and I kind of grabbed a stick and pushed it down to the ground so it didn't look so bad. Because I was here yesterday thinking, am I going to have to clean that up, or should I just leave it? And then I realized it's not toilet paper, it's wet wipes, and they're but not biodegradable. These wet wipes will be here for a long, long time. I mean, I think they're basically made with plastic. So, and what's worse than that, and I won't show you the disgusting part, but literally, and there's a couple areas around here, right around my trailer, where people, humans, have been taking dumps. So that's what these wet wipes are for. And they just kind of blow around and they get stuck in these bushes. It's freaking disgusting. So that's what I'm going to pick up, because you saw, like, people are driving by, and I don't want them to see, like, how disgusting this site is. And they probably don't think it's me, but you just kind of get that feeling. It's like, I'm camped here and this place is just trashed. I don't want them to think like I'm the one that's disrespecting this public land. It's public land. It's very cool. So here is kind of like what I've described as the shooting range. And so people put targets and stuff down there. You kind of see how this, like, area on the side of this hill right here, it's kind of barren. That's because people are shooting here off of this, into this ledge. They put their targets on this ledge or up on that hill, and then the ammo goes right up in there and just kind of kills all the plants. So that's a little bit of, you know, destruction from shooting guns. That happens, you know, I don't see a way around that. And at least it's kind of localized. But the thing is, there's glass all through here. They put glass on these ledges, so then glass gets down in the wash. There's glass up in here, and this is all just glass. I guess what you could say about glass is, you know, it's inert. Like, it's not really going to harm anything. It's just unsightly. And, you know, if you step on it in bare feet, or my dogs step on it, there's a potential for getting cuts. The main thing is just disgusting to look at. Like, it's unsightly. So then over here, people have been taking a dump. And I don't get it. Like, just bury it. You can bury it. Plus, there's plenty of wilderness out here. Just walk for 2 minutes, and then you're somewhere where if you do leave a mess, no one's going to run into it. You know, it'll decompose over time, and no one will see it. I'm seeing some human poop. It's so gross. So I got a little cleanup to do. This is kind of the ugly side of nomadic living. You know, think of it that way. There are things that do kind of suck. Honestly, this doesn't usually happen. And when you're living this way, you kind of start to kind of judge the situation. So the way I judge the situation is, we're not that far from a really big city. I think we're about maybe 30, 40 miles. So the city folk come out here and they're not, they don't live this lifestyle. They don't have probably camping experience. That's why they're not burying their waste. That's why they're out here shooting glass. They're not familiar with nature and like taking care of it just a little bit. Like, just don't leave your crap out. Don't burn pallets. Don't leave nails in these fire pits, that kind of stuff. But this is an awesome place, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this lifestyle. Picking up even this disgusting trash right now it's in no way like making me think like I hate living like this. Like, I need to get a house, an apartment. Because if you go into any of the cities, like the big cities, talk about disgusting and trashy. I mean, this is kind of nothing. I am seeing more now. There's more like toilet paper, wet wipe kind of stuff. You're a good dog. And I gotta feed my dogs right now. Like, they're just sitting around waiting for me to feed them. But I'm just gonna get this out of the way. I've actually never done this before where I put on a glove. But this stuff is so gross and there's so much of it that it's going to be hard to use a stick to get it out of these bushes. Dodger. Get. Because these bushes have like stickers in them. See, I can see how hard that is to get out of there. Oh crap, it's so gross. At least these aren't the poopy ones yet. Oh man. And I got a pretty thick bag here. Okay, now that's like toilet paper. Is this fun for you guys to watch? There's some more teepee. It's mostly wet wipes that are not biodegradable. Now that thing is spiky. It just poked me. Okay, now that is gross. Because you know what that was? I don't think I have to tell you what that was. It's disgusting. All right, I think that's a little better. I found quite a bit more, really. It already looks a lot better. I'm going to put a link down in the description and in the pinned comment because I want you guys to see the worst situation, the worst case of this kind of problem that I've ever been in. It was horrible. I mean, it was devastating to me what happened. It was devastating that people could be like that. And I saw it happen. And then well, you'll see the video. You'll see the video. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. That was like last year. Oh man. I'm groggy. I'm grumpy. I did take a shower last night, actually, so I'm clean. I was going to say I'm gross, but I'm actually clean. My hair is a mess, obviously. Echo's eating grass because I've delayed their breakfast, so I'm going to feed them breakfast right now, and then we'll see what happens in the rest of this video. Good sit, Echo. Yeah, that's how you do it. Speak. Whoa, good, yes. See, he knows what that means. Making so many YouTube videos, every time I do something, I think, oh, there's probably people who haven't seen me do this. Maybe I haven't shown it in a video before. And maybe there's something you guys could learn from it, or maybe critique me or give me some ideas of your own. First of all, you can see I got a new way to feed the dogs. I put the bowls on the bed, on Echo's bed, and mostly for Echo, because he'll spill food out of his dish. It's really annoying. And he'll get it in the sand, and then he'll get the grit in his teeth, and I'll just hear him crunching on sand. I hate that. So doing that, then the food just falls onto his bed, and he can get it off his bed, and his bed is fairly clean. And then also I was realizing it's probably better for Dodger, because then it's, you know, up more at like his head height, so he doesn't have to bend down so far with his bad leg, you know, to get to his food. I think he probably likes that better. But what I want to show you guys right now, what Echo's kind of sitting in front of, is my water jugs. I got to fill these up because they're empty. But I do have fresh drinking water in the truck here, and I'll show you that. I get in my 6-gallon jugs. Echo, can you get? Come on, you're in my way. So since the rig is hitched up right now, because I only want to be here for a few days, I have a really good cell signal here, so I'm trying to do some YouTube stuff. Like I can upload videos really quick here. It's really nice, so that's why I want to stay here, but only a couple days. So I decided to not detach. And what that means is I can't get the tailgate down. So I got to do the water. I got to actually get up in here, get this jug, and when it's full of 6 gallons of water, I mean, the whole thing weighs 50 pounds. So it's pretty awkward. And I store the jugs full in the front of the bed, just because then that's over the axle of the truck, so it balances the weight better. So I do have to kind of go in there far. It's a little awkward. And you can see like how I balance it here. Then I gotta lift it down. And that's 50 pounds. And then I'm gonna fill these up so then I have easy to use gallon jugs of water, fresh drinking water. So now it's a matter of holding this jug up to fill these individual containers, which is a little awkward at first, but you know, as you progress, this 50 gallons of water gets lighter. This is how I do it, guys. If you guys think this is funny, that's fine. But it works for me. And maybe you guys have a better technique. Let me know in the comments. And while I'm filling these up, let me tell you guys, please hit that like button. Let us know you're watching. We like to know you're watching. And don't forget to subscribe to the Got Out channel so you don't miss any of our nomadic adventures. We do this full time. I was trying to calculate this morning, like, is this our 4th year? I'm like, no, we're into our 5th year. I'm not an expert at this lifestyle, but in a way, I guess I sort of am. I still feel like a newbie. I say that all the time. And I guess it's just because I don't run into a lot of people living this lifestyle. Of course, at Quartzsite, man, I run into a lot of people there. But that's just a few months out of the year. The rest of the year, we don't really hang out with other nomads. So most of my techniques and the way I do things is just a conglomeration of a few pieces of advice from people, like in my family, my friends giving me advice, and the few nomads that I do meet giving me their tips, and watching YouTube videos. One thing that's really helped actually is you guys, because I mean, you wouldn't believe it, but there's so many times where you guys leave a comment And I think about that comment. I reflect on that comment over and over and over. And yeah, sometimes it's the negative comments, but most of the time it's the critiques or the advice or like the ideas that you guys have. And I've adopted so many of the ideas that you guys have given me into my lifestyle. It's crazy. I mean, it's really, really crazy the power of YouTube. I mean, both ways, right? Being an audience member, having stuff to watch, but then also being a creator and getting comments from you guys. So leave those comments. So now I got an empty 6-gallon jug, and I got 6 1-gallon jugs filled up here. And then I use these to, basically to give the dogs water in their bowls. I got one bowl in the trailer for the dogs, and then I leave one outside if the dogs are going to be outside. And then I usually keep one of these jugs in the trailer to, fill up my drinking containers and to cook with. And depending on the weather, basically the temperature, I probably use about 2 gallons between me and the dogs a day, I'd say on average. I still don't want to put my hand inside of it. Right down into the wash. There we go.